Republican Senator from Louisiana John Kennedy is on the Judiciary Committee and says that he trusts the administration's judgment in taking out these boats. Senator Kennedy, good to have you with us. Thank you for joining us today, sir. You have also said, though, that you would like to see more transparency on this. There was a briefing yesterday of some of members of the Senate, Republican members of the Senate. Democrat members of the Senate were a little miffed that they weren't included in that. And I know that you were briefed by Secretary of State Rubio. What can you tell us? And were you more satisfied after that briefing?
Well, in the grand scheme of life, death, and the resurrection, this is not that complicated. The people being killed are terrorists. We call them narco-terrorists because they're killing our children with drugs. They're just as much terrorists as the jihadists in the Sahel in Africa, in Mali, in Mozambique, in Pakistan, in Afghanistan. In fact, the narco-terrorists in our hemisphere are really even more dangerous in the sense that they're killing more Americans. President Trump's doing something about it, and I thank him for that. Now, some of my colleagues, appropriately, have raised questions about due process and the rule of law. I have met with Secretary of State Rubio, who has explained in great detail about why what we are doing is legal and why the people that we are killing are known narco terrorists. If I were king for a day, I'm not, and I don't aspire to be, I would ask Secretary of State Rubio to give the same briefing to every Republican, to every Democrat in the United States Senate. It would be classified, and then go out in front of the public and explain to the press as much as he could without giving classified information what he just told us, and take questions. And I think the American people then will support what the president's doing. Look, I hear my Democratic colleagues, and I appreciate it. And to some extent, they're right. They deserve to be briefed. But I also know that some of my Democratic colleagues are not in good faith. It doesn't matter what they're briefed on. They're going to oppose the president on this.
Senator, let me ask you another question. This happened at noon today. It's reported from the Washington Post. And it says that in a letter that was meant for eyes of the Russian leader Putin, Nicolas Maduro, the Venezuelan president, made multiple requests asking for defensive radar, military aircraft repairs, and potentially missiles, according to U.S. government documents that were obtained by the Washington Post. The Venezuelan government, according to these documents, is also reaching out to China and Iran, sourcing military assistance and equipment to strengthen Venezuela's defenses. What does that signal to you about where this may head, potentially, Senator?
Well, Mr. Maduro, who has seized control of Venezuela, is a terrorist himself. He has blood stains under his fingernails. He's not there by popular support. In fact, he has a cartel full of narco-terrorists of his own, and he's scared. And I'm glad he's scared. He's scared that he's going to be attacked. And yes, he's supported right now by Cuba. I'm sure he is talking to America's enemies, China, for example, Russia. But he's just as much at fault as some of these people driving the boats with the drugs in them.
Well, thank you very much, Senator. And we hear what you're saying in terms of releasing as much information as is, feasible. Obviously, a lot of this is classified to give people a better understanding of what is going on and why. And also, your take on Maduro is solid as well, as always. So it's always good to see you, sir. Thank you very much for joining us.
Martha, these people are like Jack Nicholson in The Shining. They're crazy, and they want to kill Americans. And I appreciate the fact that Trump is killing them first.
We hear you. Thank you very much, Senator. Good to have you with us, sir. Have a good weekend.